What's going on, YouTube? Culturedog Sam Hatch back with another video. We're picking up right where the last one left off, and the last one was my new Criterion Collection overview video. I'd done one years ago, and those still generate a lot of hits, so I figured I would do a whole new segment tying in with me reorganizing my LaserDisc collection behind me and giving me a chance to show the collection as it stands today. And that way you don't have to go through and see all the little LaserDisc update videos over the past few years or something if you're interested in seeing what I have. Yeah, so we did Criterion Collection, and I didn't really have that many Criterion discs when I started doing these videos, and then now it's starting to expand a little bit. But not anywhere near the lot of some of the guys on LaserDisc Forever or Spine Number Complete. I think Steve Boudreau's got them all. Vincent Honorati's got quite a few. I know Sean Robert Gillette is looking to get them all. I don't think he has them all yet. But then, yeah, shout outs again to Daisuke from Tokyo, who's been putting out a lot of really cool videos showing his Criterion Collection, but then also little kind of variances and little intricacies and different pressings and all sorts of, just kind of neat details. So Daisuke Beppu is the name of his channel. Check it out, and hopefully he'll continue to make more LaserDisc videos. I love watching LaserDisc videos. It's the whole pretty much reason why I started making them, is because I watched all the ones around YouTube, and it was like, well, I better make some. So last off, we left off with Goldfinger, and now we're moving up to number 138, Henri-Georges Clouzot's Diabolique. And I needed to get Wages of Fear on LaserDisc. I love that film. But this one's really good too. I remember my mom saying she had seen this when she was younger and it freaked her out. And I got a VHS copy that was public domain. Really didn't look good at all. So I was psyched to have this a bit of an upgrade. And moving up to 141A, De Palma's Carrie. Really awesome jacket artwork there. This is the one, if I remember correctly, that Brian De Palma insisted be open matte without any letterbox bars, even though I believe he went back to matting the film as it was theatrically for later home video releases. It might have been one of those cases where he wasn't super thrilled with television standard definition at the time this was released. Probably, early 90s, 93, much like James Cameron wasn't super happy with the resolution of standard def television. But yeah, it's got a music and effects track and audio commentary on here as well. And a decent amount of extras tossed in as well. So for just one disc, it's pretty cool. This one I actually got to check out because I've been in my whole Orson Welles thing. But 164... The Fallen Idol, which is a Carol Reed film from before The Third Man. So I should move this towards the top of my viewing thing. I'm not actually viewing them in order either, mostly because I don't have a complete collection yet. But I'm just viewing them as I pull them off the shelf. So this one's got Ralph Richardson in it. And not much for extras, but hey, cool. The Fallen Idol. I'll check that out soon. Next is number 165, Truffaut's Jules and Jim. Heard tons of things about this film over the years. Never have seen it, but I have seen a few other Truffaut films that I enjoyed, so we'll check this one out. 1992 this pressing was, and comes with some audio commentaries in French and English, so pretty cool. And yeah. Original aspect ratio. One of the greatest things about the Criterion Collection was that they brought original theatrical aspect ratios to home video releases well before it was a cool thing to do, and really set the trends for that kind of releasing pattern. And we're film fans forever in their debt for it. This is number 168 up next. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Got this from a local lot, and it's in great shape. Cool disc, a lot of fun extras, including stuff where there's bits from the film translated into other languages and then retranslated through subtitles back into English. That's some really cool things. Also, audio commentary with Terry Gilliam and Terry Jones on here. And even the writing on the back, they got analog track 1 with Japanese dub track, analog track 2 with commentary. digital tracks, film, soundtrack, extra track. There is no extra track, so boo. Right. Then back to the Truffaut for number 173. The 400 Blows. This is kind of like Film 101 stuff here, but I haven't seen all the Film 101 releases, which is super cool that I own it. It's on a shelf somewhere. Again, you can get a lot of discs. I think I got a lot with probably 100 discs for like $40, and at least like 30, 40 of them were Criterion. So it's like I have this little film library sitting on my shelf that I didn't have to invest that much money in. I mean, I know you can just go and download whatever you want on the internet, like a pirate. I know you're a pirate. But it's cool. It's nice having them on LaserDisc. This one was an Amazon buy. Sadly, it was before I really started getting back into buying on eBay, which is good because they have photos for the most part. So if a seller is too deluded to understand the actual condition of their product, you can view a photograph and determine that no, they're on crack. But this one's number 183, and it's a trifold gate jacket, and there was a few of those that Criterion did, and they are definitely subject to getting beat up. This one's really not that bad, but it's in worse condition than I would have appreciated. I wish I'd had the money to buy this when it came out. I remember drooling over this in Laser Craze in Boston. Bram Stoker's Dracula, gorgeous trifold. I do want to show it to you, but if I take it out of this shrink, it's going to take a while. If I have to take it out to watch it, I have to take it out to watch it. Because this... thing's a little tight in my jacket because it's not quite big enough for a trifold. But yeah, a lot of shelf wear and ring wear, unfortunately. It's got a music and effects track and a commentary with Francis Ford Coppola, Roman Coppola, and Greg Canham. This one and the Columbia Special Edition are definitely perfect companions. You kind of need both because the Columbia Special Edition has the longer uncut making of documentary, which is definitely worth the price of admission. This one's got a truncated version. And they both have really nice transfers, but different. I think this one's the Roman Coppola approved one, and the Columbia one is the Michael Ballhaus approved one, but again, you kind of need both. I'm a huge fan of that film. So, number 183, Francis Ford Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula. Actually, now it's Sam Hatch's Francis Ford Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula, because I own it. This is one of the ones I always wanted back in the day. I got from my buddy when he gave me his collection. Yeah, maybe 6 or so years ago, that rekindled my love for LaserDisc. This is number 192, and this just got released on Blu-ray, or announced for release on Blu-ray. But that said, I'm cool, because I got this one. The Silence of the Lambs, great Jonathan Demme film, and really nice release. Glad to have it. This is actually the disc that got me using sleeves on my discs again, because in my friend's collection, most of them were either loose or in those really thick sleeves that I hate. They get super cloudy and dirty and just nasty looking, which is why I never used sleeves back when I was younger, because I was a knucklehead. And then this had a Japanese resealable, and I was like, oh, that looks gorgeous. So I need to get resealables for all of mine, and I did. So 192. Let's see the inside. Gatefold action. A lot of nice extras on here. And if you're a fan of Thomas Harris, you will dig it. This is a classic release, number 196. I bought it the day it came out, and I remember being very frustrated at the wait. It actually went up in price, and it was the most expensive LaserDisc I bought when LaserDisc was a thing. Mostly because they added another disc to it because they just kept coming up with more special features. It's an amazing film called Brazil from Terry Gilliam, and definitely deserves a box of this heft. It's number 196, and it's been released, on DVD and I believe Blu-ray as well. But it's got the international cut, which is good. The American cut is actually good too, but it's the Love Conquers All version, which sucks, which is on here as a kind of comedy extra to see what the studio would have done with it, or did with it. And a lot of the fantastic extras, commentary track, and telling you about the battle to get this film made and released in theaters. And of course, when it was in theaters, the critics loved it, as well they should, because it's amazing. I'll be showing that in my box set video. And this one I actually picked up at... Actually, no, I picked up the CLV version on the flea market. This one I got in a lot, and I sold my CLV version because I'm a knucklehead. I didn't know if I was going for spine number complete, apparently, and I didn't think that much about it. Number 198, though, is an amazing release. Robocop, Paul Verhoeven's film. And this is a seminal Criterion Collection LaserDisc. And for the longest time, the best kind of way to see this film. An unrated director's cut. And yeah, gorgeous stuff. Let's check out Z Gatefold. This Remy Bilbao film has been pretty popular on LaserDisc forever lately. I've been seeing a lot of people watching it. Number 215, Man Bites Dog. Really cool flick. And it's a Belgian film that gets talked about in LaserDisc circles and Criterion circles, but it's in the original NC-17 version. Just one disc. But yeah, cool release. Moving up to number 222, Tarkovsky's film, Andrei Rublev, which I still have not seen. I got this in a lot about a year ago, and in my video where I showed that off, I heard a lot of good things about it, so I gotta check it out. 1966 film. This came out in 94. That's the gatefold. Getting close to the finale, getting there. This I also had the CLV version of, but I sold it because I'm a knucklehead. But it took me forever to find a copy in nice condition because, one, it's popular and it gets manhandled a lot, and two, it's black. And not a lot of image except for black. So it definitely creases and tears, etc. easily. Number 247, John Carpenter's Halloween. Untouchable. Killer film. Yeah, it's being sort of sequelized by Danny McBride and David Gordon Green or whatever, but we'll see. Nothing touches this original, though. Awesome stuff. Cool commentary track. Love all the black and white imagery is black and orange on this. Yeah, really good stuff. And this release, and it looks great too. I've got, every version that pretty much that's come out after it on DVD and Blu-ray, but that's one of my favorites. This is number 271. I actually got this in a lot brand new, so I was able to give my older copy away during one of my channel contests. But Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction. I'll also be showing this in my box set video, but if you are impatient, I actually have the unwrapping of this on an old video, so if you look up Pulp Fiction LaserDisc unwrapping, you'll probably find it. Number 271, this is like one of the coolest releases, and then on the other hand, it's also a bit disappointing because Criterion allowed Quentin Tarantino to take over pretty much everything. And I think it would have been even cooler if Criterion had done it the Criterion way, but hey, what are you going to do? This sadly should be a gatefold, but it's not. Number 283, the CLV version of Katsuhiro Otomo's Akira. I do personally prefer the original Japanese CLV release, but that's in Japanese only, no English. So this one at least gives you some options. I do need the alternate version of this, the big CAV version. But yeah, it's got Japanese and English on here as well. So, great stuff. Wish it was a gatefold, but it's not. And then 289, Jean Cocteau's The Blood of a Poet. They started to get a little more abstract in the cover. It's funny how you can watch the evolution of Criterion's artwork for their jackets. And now they've got their own style for Blu-rays, etc. You can get a book that came out a couple of years ago that actually has replications of every single jacket artwork that they've put together, as far as I know. And I think it goes back to the LaserDisc days. I never did pick it up, but it looked really cool. And if you want to cheat, there's a lot of YouTube videos that show it being going through. This I've talked about ad infinitum in previous videos. Number 298. I was so psyched when I heard this was coming out day and date with the regular New Line Cinema LaserDisc release, as it was my favorite movie that had come out in recent years. Actually, it came out in a really good time in 90s cinema, so that says a lot. David Fincher's Seven. Gorgeous disc, and this alongside the New Line release have the kind of silver retention look that was aped with digital color timing on later releases, but this is one of the cases where you can get it like legit. This and the early Flipper DVD have it as well. Great release. I'll show you the insides in the box sets video. And another one I had to pick up right away. Another great mid-90s movie, 325, Danny Boyle's Trainspotting. Also a contender for coolest jacket art. I mean, it just recycled a lot of the poster art, but it just looks really cool on a big 12-inch jacket. Good stuff. And it does have a gatefold, even though it's just one disc. But let's crack it open. Also has pretty handy-dandy glossary, so you can understand all of the Scottish slang from the book and the movie, actually, because there's a lot of stuff that's in here that shows up in Irvine Welsh's writing, but not necessarily in the film. The cool layout artwork continues on the inside. Great stuff. And a lot of good extras on there, too. I think they all got ported over into later releases, but this, I just realized recently was reissued, and I don't recall which issue I have, if this was the original quote-unquote defective one, number 335. I will have to check into that, but Scott Hicks's Shine. Saw this in the cinemas when I was out in San Francisco back in the day. Really intense film. Jeffrey Rush is great in it, and really good music, obviously, on the soundtrack. This is like the first 10 minutes of this film are like a little Dolby Digital treat. I used to love watching it. Just really good sound designs, kind of ambient imagery and music, and then eventually a little bit of boomage too. Cool stuff. This is number 336, and Anthony Minghella The English Patient. Didn't see this in theater, sadly. I saw it on, was it LaserDisc? Was it the first time I saw it? No, I think I rented that on VHS, which was kind of underwhelming for a first time to experience something with that kind of, scope. Yeah, I need to rewatch this, though. It's been a long, long time. And it's got Saeed from Lost in it, so it's got a gatefold, so let's check that out. I got this from Ken Crane's LaserDisc Superstore mail order when they were, running out of the LD business, head first into DVD territory. So I picked up a lot of DTS discs and special edition box sets and Criterion's cheap while the getting was good. Moving up to number 351. This one I also got from my buddy a couple of years ago that kickstarted my collecting again. Nicholas Regg's Walkabout. Gorgeous cover art. Great stuff. Jenny Agutter in there. Like I just heard my wife coughing. Or sneezing. She doesn't like me talking about Jenny, apparently. But yeah, Walkabout. And shout out to all my Aussie friends, by the way, from either here or LaserDisc Forever, etc. Number 360, a little controversial, because this came out 97 at the kind of turning point of LD and DVD, and it is Kevin Smith's Chasing Amy. And yes, this does have a commentary in which he uses expletives to state his mind about the switch over to DVD and what he thought about it, as he was a diehard LD collector at the time. I talked to him years later, and he had some LDs and an LD player at the time, like maybe 2004, 2005, but hadn't watched it or fired it up in ages. So he clearly moved on. But cool gatefold. I'm still a little ambivalent about this movie. I half like it, half don't like it. I need to watch it again. Maybe I've gone soft on it. And let's close things out with one I referenced in the last video that I had been looking for a while. I do recall seeing this in Tower Records and thinking I should waste some money on that thing, even though it's not one of my favorite David Fincher movies. That's not really his fault. It's more the script. But that said, it's gorgeous, and the sound is great as well. And it's a great late release. The Game. I got this from Mr. Ren Heitman on LaserDisc Forever, and he actually put the stickers that were on, the hype stickers on the cellophane on the disc itself. So, you can see those. Michael Douglas is great in it, though. Sean Penn is great in it. Good stuff. Harris Savides did great, cinematography in it. I want to love this movie, but there's still some plot problems I have, and just thematic problems with the humanity of it. It's got a little bit of a dingage up there, but still in pretty good shape. I do have the Blu-ray release as well, but it's got nothing on this. I mean, killer design work. It's interesting, the puzzle kind of motif on the front. It looks like shelfware sometimes if you see it from a distance. You're like, oh, that thing's really ganked, and then you come up and oh no, it's actually just the artwork. But that's as far as I've gotten so far, up to number 365, and by no means complete along the way. I've got some huge gaps going on in this collection, so when I do actively start trying to fill them in, it probably won't take that long, but because I know most of them are out there, except for some key kind of mysterious ones, and maybe Dice Guy can show some of those, because I do believe he's got some of the more obscure titles. But we'll see. We'll see. I need some more shelf space for sure if I need to start getting these going, because my massive James Bond collection has taken over one pretty much 4-cube section of my Kallax unit. Crazy. But yeah, so this is just the start of a whole new series of collection videos. Hopefully you guys liked it and had a good time. If there's something in particular you want to see more in depth, maybe I can do a spotlight video. That said, I got a lot of spotlight videos I promise that I still need to do from days of yore. And a lot of the heavy hitters I still haven't done spotlight videos on, like Star Wars Definitive Collection. Like, how have I not done a video on that until now? So yeah, we'll take care of that. But I'll do music videos next, and then we're going to go into box sets from there, and then we'll go into each individual genres, and then work our way through. I'll save horror for last, because I know you guys, if I show the horror stuff right away, you won't watch anything else. But yeah, it should be fun. Looking forward to it. So thanks for hanging out, everybody, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers. And moving up to 222. Vroom Vroom McGonagall tearing up the racetrack.